Here we go. Time to get the season underway. Bozo, dual winner on the pole. Into the Geico restart zone. We are underway from Daytona. A couple new drivers you might notice in the field tonight, and they're starting at the back. Nick and FB, who is clinging on to the draft at the start of this race. They both missed the duel. Brandon, who made the duel yesterday, is not in the field today. Neither is Draco. As you see, most of the field migrates to the top line right away. Noise and Pyro stuck on the bottom. And bit of contact. The 45 came down the racetrack. That clears the way for Phil, who will lead down the back straightaway. And you're noticing again, Keaton, Josh, and Dave have lined up 8:38 and 1, all on the high side. Keaton tried to make a move to the bottom. Now swings back up to the top. Phil's there, though. But he's forced to settle for second as Bozo is dropping to the rear. Not sure what's happening there. He'll join FB, clinging onto the back of the pack. It's a 7-car main pack, and lap 1 leader is going to be Phil. And we see Pyro has been given some draft by Nick Van Halen, who's dropped off the field. Keaton has dropped for Nick, and he's modulating that throttle right now. His favorite thing to do. Brake check the field. As Bozo leads a small pack. This will help him in the laps led category. 15 bonus points for whoever leads the most, and 5 if you just lead a lap. Which makes a big difference in the standings when we come around to the finale in Bristol in 2 months' time. 14 races separate us from now and then. Bozo leads a second lap. 5-car single file. Dave has dropped back, who's well ahead of Keaton, who's well ahead of Nick, and they're all trying to help Pyro, but it doesn't look like Pyro's getting any draft anymore. This has been a disaster. There were some of our front runners is now the top 5, top 6. They've gotten organized. They have seen the situation behind them and have locked in here. Sorry for my Rick Allening, but they're pulling away. Keaton, okay, now Dave will drop back and give him some draft, but Nick and Pyro are now both all by themselves. Bozo and Phil will lead the way, followed by FB. Remember, he didn't run the duel yesterday. These are his first on-track laps of the weekend. He's in the Noise leading some laps now, 2 in a row, in fact, as the top line is the dominant one. As everybody kind of settles out, they've abandoned Nick and Pyro, who are way behind. Nick left to give the 19 draft, but now they're all by themselves, and really the field here has just decided to lock in and log some laps as they go down the back straightaway. There's the move. Josh, Keaton, Dave, huge push on the bottom. Look at the run. They blow by the 2 and the 24. And the Pickle-mobile is back out front for the first time since the duel. Can he lead the lap, though? As you see, the entire 4-car pack cleared. Bozo got out of shape, though, and he won't be able to complete the deal. And that got their little line out of order. This gives the top a little bit of momentum to fight back, though. Josh is clear. So is Keaton. Will they move up to the top or stick on the bottom? They'll stay on the bottom through turns 1 and 2. All 4 of them are clear once again, as Josh leads the field single file. Part of the duels was single file on the bottom, and now the mentality has changed here for the 500. Everybody is running on the high line. Another lap led for Josh, his 3rd of the night. As there's a little bit of a bottom lane starting. Noise is pulled in front of Bozo. No one else will join them, though, in turn 1. And it is an absolute train right now. So, once again, Noise gets the short straw, and he's going to have to drop to the back. He's been shuffled out randomly more than anybody so far this weekend. And how about FB? I'd watch him. He doesn't have a lot of friends in this field. No offense. Oh, there goes Keaton! Slideways back across the racetrack, and he saves it with Noise's door. They still have draft, no caution. And Nick and Pyro will have to hope for another incident. Josh still leads. There goes FB to the bottom. Does he have any helpers? No, it is everybody on the top, and look at the 4-car drop straight through the field. All the way to the back until Dave got sideways. Noise is around. He holds on to it as well. Couple good saves that lap. Another lap led by Josh, by the way, and there goes FB and Noise hard to the inside wall. The caution is out. About halfway through this event, the Daytona 40. Josh has led 8 of the 16 laps so far, or excuse me, this is his 8th lap. He's going to lead right here. Under the caution, green flag in the air. Big caution for Nick and Pyro, who are back in the field. FB is toward the back after he lagged, slamming into the inside wall with a car going upside down. Everybody in the bottom so far, but there go the 3 amigos to the top. They have Noise and FB following them. That leaves Phil and Micah Major, Bozo, on the bottom. Down the back straightaway, FB lagging into somebody's door again. There goes Bozo way onto the apron to avoid the melee. Josh gets out of line. But Dave and Keaton will allow him to get sorted out. That benefits Nick, though, who, being pushed by the 19, is going to go right back to the front. Oh, Josh got nearly turned by Dave. A lot of calamity amongst the 3 pushers. They have not been able to hold a straight line in this restart. Let's see who's going to lead the lap. It's 2x4 pack. FB goes slamming into the inside wall again. He will still have draft. No caution. Josh leads that lap. As we come up on the halfway mark, Josh is going to lead another lap. He'll block the bottom of Nick, cover that run. Keaton now has 4 helpers in the top, and Josh won't be able to get back up there. That'll cause Nick to get shuffled out into the middle line, and through goes Keaton. He comes down to the bottom to pick up Josh and Dave. Here comes Noise, though. High side momentum. Huge run by Bose. It'll be 3x2 behind Keaton momentarily. He chooses the middle to block. As longtime leader Josh now heads the inside lane with Dave behind him. I'm assuming Keaton will come down. Yes, he will. I'm not even sure there's a dominant line. It's just wherever these 3 are seems to be prevailing. As there goes Keaton, he bounces off the wall. Around goes Josh into the inside wall. The man who has led the most laps in this race with an incident there. Now Nick Van Halen gets forced into the grass. Dave led his first lap of the race there, by the way. But huge implications for this race. Josh has lost the draft. Will he have a helper? As here's Pyro on the bottom. Being pushed by Phil. Can Pyro lead his first lap of the night? 5 points worth of laps. He's got the run. No pressure. Pyro will lead his first lap of the night. After being way behind in the field, now just Nick and FB have not led a lap. Both of them at the tail end of this pack. Speaking of tail, Bozo, who hasn't really, after winning the duel, hasn't really been amongst the leaders for most of this race. He's been hanging towards the back. We'll follow his progress as the night progresses. As there's Nick, Keaton, and Dave on the high side. They pull back to the bottom, so it's a 8-car train. There goes Nick. Keaton will help him. RCR, quote, teammates. Looks like they're not going anywhere. Only 2 cars on the top. And look at the main 4 have pulled away. Noise now is on the outside somehow. Didn't see what happened there thanks to my Fox camera work. Pyro leads the lap. And Nick, Keaton, Dave, and Bozo will blow by Noise. Who is not happy about that one on the radio. That was funny. Anyway, through 1 and 2. High line is starting to form again. Phil's going to join him. Will Pyro stay in the bottom? No, wait. Nick goes through the middle around Phil. What a run for the 3. All the way to the front. Pyro on the bottom, though. Still hanging with him. Huge shove from the 8 and the 24. Nick clear for the lead. Looking to lead his first lap of the night. As now Keaton momentarily looked like he was going to go to the bottom lane. Sticks in the top. And down the front straightaway, there goes the high line. The first 3 cars cleared. Keaton will go to the bottom with Nick now. Nick leads his first lap. Multiple laps of train racing puts Nick out front. Everybody mostly on the bottom. There's been a couple moves deeper in the field, but the top 4 has mostly remained unchanged. As that actually could change right now. 4 cars on the high side. Let's see what kind of inroads they can make to get to the front here. Nick has led 6 laps in a row, which is gaining him ground on Josh, who's way off the pack, but still has those laps led in this race. Not a great corner there for the high side. They make no ground in the leaders. Nick leads his 7th lap. 12 to go. As it is still all on the bottom. Dave falling through the field. What's wrong with Dave? Does he still have the draft? We're seeing some sort of issue with Dave. No caution, single car incident. Not sure what to make of that. Looks like lag. I haven't heard anything over the radio. But it's Nick who continues to lead. FB follows him. Bozo to the high side. No help. Nick contact. FB onto the apron. Back up the track. And Phil will get the worst of it. All the way to the wall. Keaton and Pyro through the middle. Now trying to take advantage of this sudden calamity. Down the front straightaway. FB moves to the high side to pick up the run. Now back down to the bottom. Here comes Keaton. Huge momentum to the line. He'll be alongside Nick at the stripe. Nick will shut the door. 8th lap led in a row for Nick, who has been blocking both lanes thoroughly. 11 to go. Now running the wall, FB, Noise, and Phil, who were commanding the bottom lane for a while there, as I hear Dave raging on the radio. But those 3 that were on the bottom now are shuffled to the back. Now it'll be 5 cars in the top, and it'll be just a 4 and 24 on the bottom. There goes Keaton into the wall, back across the racetrack. Phil sliding. Pyro around as well. The big one strikes. The caution is out. Phil and Pyro have gone around. That is the race back. They save it. The leader of the lap, FB. Here we go. 7 laps to go. We'll restart the same point as the duel. Thanks, Noise, for pointing that out. FB will lead his 4th lap as he comes into the restart zone. Green flag. 7 to go at Daytona. As Dave is absolutely Phoenix Racing Darlington Kurt Busching in the voice chat right now. He's received a phone call that has ended his Daytona 500 dreams. Championship implications, I have nothing to say. He wall ride through 1 and 2. There goes the leaders. We got a car on the apron. I'm not paying attention. As Noise has taken the lead. He's led just 2 laps tonight. He's followed by Keaton, who has led only 1. And there goes Keaton, who is outside. Noise hung out to dry again. He's got a push from Pyro on the top. Josh is back in the mix. Here they come. Who's going to lead the lap? Photo finish. No, it'll be Keaton surging ahead. Leads the lap. 6 to go. As here we come. 3 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Nick to the bottom. Pyro will follow him. Pyro wants to give him a favor back for getting him draft earlier. But nobody is going to the bottom line right now. It's Josh and Keaton leading that charge. Right up against the wall. Flying. Bozo now to the bottom. He'll get in front of Nick. Josh can't close the door. They're 3 wide for the lead. Down the back straightaway. Keaton does clear, but Josh and Bozo have sunk down the order. Phil back into second, just like he was in the duel. 3 wide, sorting out who's going to be second and who can finally pass Keaton. Josh does get back behind Keaton, as the high side totally discombobulated. It looked like Phil had a magical opening right to the front, but it closed quickly. He's down through the order. Keaton leads once again. 2 laps to go. 2 to go. Oh, bit of contact. Bozo put onto the apron by Josh. Bozo will be the smart one here and go to the rear. Josh out of line, though. Noise with a huge run through the middle. He's pushed by Nick. They'll be 3 wide off the corner. Down the back straightaway. Keaton going through again. for the lead. He's got help from Nick. He's got help from Pyro and FB. No connection on the high side. Keaton still leading. Looking to win the Daytona 500. He's got a lap and a half to do it. Can he do what the real Kyle Busch couldn't and block for his life? FB with contact. He gets put onto the apron. That'll certainly be reviewed there. It looked like there was some contact. But here we go. White flag one more time around. It's a single file train. Oh, contact. Bozo onto the apron again with Josh.